Alright, so in this video I want to cover some of the infected changes that I put into this server. So first thing is a reminder that this server is running on a 66 tick rate as opposed to the 30 tick that Left 4 Dead 2 servers come in by default. It's ready up. So first infected change is going to be the common infected limit. So that's been increased from 30 to 40. And next, the hunters. So the hunter max pounce damage has been increased up to 100. And the distance or 100 damage has been scaled, what I think is pretty appropriate. Let's see if I can land something. There's 34 damage right there. Yeah, so it's super hard to land 100. I think it's nearly impossible at the distance that I've got it set to right now. And I think probably only on maps like Hard Rain, you could probably actually do it. You know, something with a crazy high skybox. So that's pretty much it for Hunter. For Spitter, the Spitter move speed has been increased. The Spit travel speed has been increased quite a bit. And also the recharge. So you can see there isn't a whole bunch of incentive to just like suicide your Spitter. But you can actually spit multiple times pretty quickly. And also the scratch damage has been slightly increased on Spitter. For the Boomer can move slightly while puking. So you can, take a couple steps, but you're not locked in place. And then the scratch damage has been increased a decent amount. For the jockey, jockeys have much better control over their victim. Alright, well, he was just tweaking out. But yeah, that's the main changes. Jockeys have way better control, and I think they have a little bit extra scratch damage, and also their damage while controlling somebody. It ticks faster, but it does less damage per tick, so it does higher damage per second, but it should be more consistent. For smokers, the tongue range has been increased. The pull speed has been increased quite a bit, so you can actually snag people. Smoker move speed is also increased, and smokers also get credit for, I think, ledging as well as causing fall damage by smoking people, and killing people and incapping people via by fall damage. So smokers are actually pretty viable. That's it for specials. So for the tank, there's a lot of changes for the tank. So you can miss out some points and I'll buy something. So for tanks, the move speed has been increased quite a bit. The max HP has been decreased from 6,000 to, I think it says 5,100, just a small decrease. Rocks throw way faster, so much higher velocity, way more accurate. And you cannot break their rocks. So yeah, you can actually throw rocks as a decent strategy. The punch damage has been slightly decreased. I think it's from 24 to 20. Just to balance out the speed, and also hittables. As you can see, hittables do not move. I think hittables are broken. And pretty unreliable, not super fair. And also, so tanks can buy the fire extinguish for 10 points, whereas it's 3 points for a regular special. But they cannot heal. And also, you can suicide your tank. However, when somebody does, it'll print a message to the chat letting everybody in the game know that somebody suicided their tank. Let's see. Fire also on tanks does less damage per second. So if a tank does happen to get lit, it's not going to be the end of the world. You can still play for a little bit before you burn to death. And let's see. Okay, so for heals, let me switch teams. So when you're buying heals as a special, the cost of it is going to depend on which special you are. So if you're a boomer, I open up the menu, a full heal is only going to cost 1 point. Which makes sense. You know, boomers typically die in one shot anyways, so if you're going to heal, it shouldn't cost you a whole bunch. Let's see, if you're a spitter, it's going to cost you 2 points. A jockey is 4 points. A hunter is 3 points. Go to the smoker. Smoker is also 3 points. And a charger is going to be the most at 5 points. And I guess to cover a couple things on the suiciding, you can buy a suicide as any infected and also as a tank, as I covered. There is a 2-second delay on it, so this should prevent some of the abuse. So like if you miss a pounce, for example, or miss a charge, you can't just like instantly buy your suicide and not be punished. So if I buy the suicide right there, I still had time to get killed by the bot before it actually went off. So next we've got witches. Let me give myself some points. So witches, you must be either a ghost or alive. To buy a witch, they are always manually placed exactly on your location, and you must be on the ground. So like if I rock it and I try and buy one, it's going to tell you must be on the ground. Now you could do this on like a roof or something, you just have to be on a surface. And also you have to be a certain distance away from all survivors. So if I try and buy one right next to Rochelle, it's going to say your distance is whatever, it's 100 and it needs to be 500. So I go over here, try it again, 400, go over here, try it again. Somebody got pulled. But there we go. Once I met all the criteria, you can spawn it. You can spawn it while you're alive. You do it like that. I don't know, can you put one in here? Oh yeah, apparently you can put them in the save room. And the last thing I want to talk about is the upgrades. Oh, it looks like there's a bug with the text there. But basically, the only upgrade I've got going for the infected is to increase the chance for an uncommon to spawn. So every time a common infected spawns in, depending on what you value this chance is, which it starts at 0%, it's going to, you can increase it by 10% for every time you purchase it. And the price of it is going to go up by 5 for every tier. And the maximum is going to be 100%. So, I'll give myself some more points. And you can see it tells everyone who somebody's increased it to 1 out of 10, so a 10% chance. Let's keep increasing it. 2 out of 10. 4 out of 10. See if I can get it all the way up. You can see the price is getting quite high. It's 65 for the last year, which is the same price as a tank. And this does last till the end of the round, so now we can see every common is going to be either... I've only got it set to include hazmats and riot zombies, because I thought the other ones are kind of useless. But you can, you know, I can always add things like the clowns, the construction workers. Who else? Jimmy Gibbs, probably. The Mudmen. You know, just depending on whatever I want to put in there. Yeah, you can see there's tons of uncommon. Yeah, and so then the final thing, I guess, is just going to be the achievements. So there's a lot of achievements, and there's achievements for pretty much every special. So things like charging through 5 or more players at once, you know, killing players with fall damage as a smoker, or incapping them from fall damage as a smoker, landing 25, 50, 75, or 100 damage bounces. Those are going to be all separate achievements. Let me see if I can charge through the whole thing. Okay, maybe not. Yeah, and so that's pretty much an overview of all the changes that I've got going so far in the server. So, yeah. Thanks for watching.